Begin our practice together in a seated position. Needing to take 2 to 3 intentional breaths, intentionally letting the inhales become a little bit longer and the exhales a little bit slower. Letting our left ear begin to go towards the shoulder. And as we take the left ear towards the shoulder, a little bit different this morning. Right hand might go out to the side, that more traditional fingertip or thumb, or making a fist. If we're making a fist, imagine the back of the hand beginning to come towards the lower back. Knuckles might go into the waist or the back of the hand towards the lower back. Hand might begin to go towards that left sit bone. Opening up the chest, light left elbow on the inner thigh. Right hand beginning to come back into our lap, stacking the spine. And eventually we'll take our right ear over towards the shoulder. Similar with this left side, making your choice. Maybe the finger, fist, towards the lower back. Taking that lean over towards the right, adding a little rock if we prefer. Left hand beginning to release, coming back into the lap. We'll stack the spine, stacking the head, and then we'll take our chin down towards the collarbones. As the chin begins to go towards the collarbones, saying a gentle no. Letting the no come to stillness, we'll begin to lift the chin. And beginning to inhale the arms, YMCA, hovering, maybe a high five. And we'll lean over towards the left. We'll begin to explore a twist. Left hand beginning to go over towards that right limb. Inhaling, lengthening, and then we'll twist, taking the gaze over the shoulder. Right hand beginning to go to the side, and we'll take that side stretch. We'll begin to take both arms back up overhead, leaning to the right. Reminding ourselves my cues are going to be faster, slower. We'll begin to sweep the hands over towards the left, taking our twist. Left hand beginning to go to the side and then maybe up overhead. And taking both arms up overhead. We'll take a cactus, palms clawing the air off to the side. Beginning to take the hands up. We're going to fold, beginning to circle feather the hands, finding the ground, and then we'll begin to melt down. And staying higher up if that's more comfortable for the upper lower back, or walking the hands wider and further apart. Walking the hands back towards the body. Casually taking the hands behind us. As we begin to bring the hands behind us, having a little bit of cat kneading its bed, lifting one hand, having a little bit of a circle. And as you're kneading the cat's bed, the hands might stay wide, or as we circle, they might begin to come a little bit closer. And there's smidges, the shoulder blades or the arms may tell us how far we can go. And once we feel we found the sweet spot on the upper back, we'll begin to still ourselves, beginning to open up the heart, cow cobra-like, chin more towards the collarbones rather than the sky. Big round of breath here, those long inhales, slow exhalations. We'll begin to rewind, beginning to resume that kneading of the hands until eventually we take the shoulders over the sit bones and then begin to fold again. Hands can be quite close to the body. We're folding, taking the hands wider and further. And beginning to walk the hands back towards our lap. Circling, spiraling. And from our circle spiral, we can marinate here. We're beginning to come onto our hands and knees, letting the hands go to one side as we begin to bring the legs behind us. And if we're in our tabletop or all fours, take a gentle shift and drift. If you want a little bit more, tucking the toes, stretching the soles of the feet at the same time. Coming back onto the hands and the knees, untucking the toes. We'll begin to take our left leg behind us, half tiger. Readjusting the placement of the hands if needed, and taking that gentle rock from fingerprints to the toe prints. A gentle little rock. If it feels good, you might begin to incorporate taking that left foot, lifting it, and maybe taking it off to the side. So it can trace along the earth, you might float. And as if we're beginning to take that floating, Going out towards the left and then maybe over towards the right in our curtsy, tapping the foot down. So anything from the rocking from the finger to the toe prints or this little dash. And we'll begin to come back through to that half tiger, left leg behind us. And from here, the invitation begins to come onto your right forearm. So we're beginning to come onto the right forearm. And then maybe the left. Casually beginning to take our left knee down towards the earth, readjusting the knees, maybe a little bit of wag of the tail as the gaze is towards our thighs. And beginning to come on, extending that right leg, half tiger. Staying on the forearms if we've traveled down. We'll begin to come on to that right hand. And then the left. Rocking from the fingerprints to the ball of that right foot. If it feels good, you might take it a little bit further of lifting that right leg, taking that dash out to the right, and then maybe it travels over towards the left, taking your curtsy. Right leg going straight behind us, half tiger, dripping the knee down. Real or big shifts and drifts here, maybe chest barrel rolls. Tucking our toes, marinating or beginning to come into our downward dog, taking the sit bones up and back. As the sit bones rise, maybe we bend one knee and then the other. We're incorporating that kneading of the bed, that lifting one hand and then the other. From our chosen positions, we'll begin to enter into a fold at the top of your space. As we venture to the top, we'll take our halfway, hands to thighs, shins, maybe peace fingers to the earth. And we'll soften and fold. One more time, you're halfway. And fold. Pressing in the feet, we'll sweep our arms up overhead to standing. As we arrive here, we'll begin to lean over towards the left. You're going to begin to soften the knees. You're going to take a swoosh of the ball of the hands that are up overhead. Similar to our twist. So hands over towards the left to begin with, and then we'll begin to twist. Left hand going towards the right waist. Right hand might go behind. Beginning to straighten the legs. We'll soften the knees, beginning to sweep the arms back up overhead. Left hand grabbing the right fingertips will soften, going over towards the left. Bending the knees as we take the arms up, heavily leaning over towards the right. We're going to begin to take that swish. Hopefully I'll get my sides correct this time. And we'll swish the arms over towards the left. Right palm towards that left hip. Maybe the back of the hand. And beginning to Straighten the legs, gazing over the shoulder. Softening the knees, taking the arms up. Right hand grabbing the left. We'll lean over towards the right side. And coming back through our center, circling, feathering the hands all the way down to our side. As and when the hands arrive, beginning to decide hands along the side, deep pretend pockets, elbows going towards each other, or you may choose to interlace the hands. And we'll soften the knees, opening up the chest. So into our seated version. Shoulders coming back over the ankles. Gently releasing our choice of hands. And we'll soften to a fold. And from our fold, we'll take your halfway. And fold down. And casually beginning to lift the torso, keeping our hands by our side as we take the shoulders back over the ankles. Taking the feet slightly wider than our current stance and transferring the weight. And as we begin to transfer the weight, we'll casually bring the weight into that right foot as we lift our left heel. And this can be enough. We've lifted some to that half tiger. We might begin to dash, and it could be along the earth. Maybe we're floating. We can take the foot back down towards the earth if we prefer, or we'll begin to cross the ankle over the shin, beginning to come into a bit of a standing pigeon, lengthening. Now your choice, we're gonna have an arc of poses. So we have the left foot out to the side, ankle over the shin. We might begin to take the ankle onto the thigh, a little bit of chair-like with this right leg. Hands might begin to place themselves on the knee and the foot. Maybe we hover. Maybe we take the ankle. It could be a smidge away from the thigh. Maybe we take it higher. When we fall out, just decide how deeply we want to come back in. And lifting the chin. We'll soften our right knee, letting that left foot and heel come back down, transferring the weight. Maybe having a little bit of a shake on either side or even the hands. Weight beginning to transfer heavily into that left foot, right heel lifting. Initially lingering here, maybe we explore that gentle dash. Foot initially in contact with the earth. We can stay, this is enough. Softening that left knee or beginning to bring the ankle across the shin, toes in contact with the earth. Softening that left knee even more, ankle may come onto the thigh. Light touch on the hand or the knee if we choose. A little bit of space between that right leg and left. Maybe we lift. Still having some softness in the left knee, regardless of where this right foot may have landed. Beautiful. We'll begin to come back with the right foot and heel, transferring the weight, taking any little shake or even a dash. And letting the feet begin to settle. As the feet begin to settle, hands along the side, deep pretend pockets or interlacing. Maybe we interlace the opposite way, other thumb on top. Bending the knees, we'll begin to hinge at the waist. Folding down. Taking the fingertips to the lower back. Letting the hands glide down towards the earth. We'll take your halfway, hands to thighs, shins, or peace fingers. And folding down. Walking the hands forward, we'll walk our legs back, downward dog. Beginning to come back onto the knees, tabletop position. And from all fours, we'll begin to come sitting on the heels. Sweeping the arms up. Left hand grabbing the right. Right hand grabbing the left, leaning. We'll begin to take the arms up, circling, feathering all the way down to our side. Hands coming towards the lower back, maybe to the earth, leaning back. And shoulders coming back over the sit bones. We'll begin to take our hands together, bowing the head to the hands in gratitude for investing in your well-being in your practice. And thank you for taking this back bending of a practice with me this morning. If you'd like to check out any of the other classes I have on offer, check out the link in the description. If you'd like to practice in person, check out the information in the description regarding my Zoom classes. I would love to see you in person.